Hello, I am here to discuss my choice of topic, which is conic section circle radio triangulation. My objectives is to know what is circle and conic section, to know what is radio triangulation, to know how circle applied in radio triangulation, to know how radio triangulation is applied in mobile phones. So, first, circle. As a conic section, the circle is the intersection of a plane perpendicular to cone's axis. So, circle is a focus of a point which moves at a constant distance from a fixed point called the center, and the constant distance of any point from the center is called the radius. So, as you can see, this is the center. And this line here that connects the center to the circumference is the radius. This kind of circle is equate as x squared plus y squared equals to r squared, and its center is located at the origin. And this kind of circle and this kind of circle, its equation is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals to r squared. Its center is located at any point at the Cartesian plane. So, what is radio triangulation? So, radio triangulation is a process by which the location of a radio transmitter can be determined by measuring either the radial distance or the direction of the received signal from two or three different points. So, triangulation is sometimes used in a cellular communication to pinpoint the geographic position of a user. So, this picture illustrates the tower used in radio triangulation. So, you may have noticed that the antennas on a cell tower are always arranged in a triangle. It means that a cell tower can tell from which of the three antenna arrays it is receiving a signal. Each antenna arrays covers 120 degrees sector. So 120 degrees times 3, 360 degrees, full rotation, just like a circle. So how does radio triangulation work? Triangulation is the process of determining the exact location of a radio transmitter. This can be done using a various techniques such as through a radial distance, direction, or receiving a signal from two or three different points and then assessing the exact location by overlapping of the three radial distances. So, as I defined radio triangulation, this is the illustration of how radio triangulation works. So as you can see, there is three cellular towers, and this is the geographical location of the user. So its distance to cellular tower A, then its radial distance to tower B and C, and then the radial distance where its intersect is in this point. So this is the exact location of the user. So, how does radio triangulation applied in mobile phones? Just like the last slide I've illustrated, so it's the same. This is where the smartphone. So at first, it's radial distance to cell 1, cellular tower 1. So RX1. Then the radial distance in the cell tower 2. And then the radial distance in cell tower 3 are overlapping. Then where the point that the three radial distance intersect is in here. So this is the exact location of the phone. Then cell tower triangulation provides the ability to track the historic location of the cell phone's presence, just like the photo that I've illustrated. So it will then identify where the cell phone was when receiving or making calls, texting, or emailing. The cell tower triangulation data can be used forensically in many ways to achieve many objectives. So, example, intelligence, criminal location, verifications, alibi confirmation, and etc. So, how does circle applied in radio triangulation? So, circle is applied in radio triangulation to determine the exact geographic location of the user. So, circle is used to measure the radial distance of the transmitter. In locating exact geographic location of the user, three or more circle must intersect at one point. So, this is the cell tower and the radial distance that is an image of a circle. So, a problem. So, your friend Roberto had your smartphone in someplace. In order for you to find your phone, Roberto gave you three generalized form of a conic section circle. It is x squared plus y squared minus 20x minus 50y plus 325 equals to 0. X squared plus y squared minus 90x minus 80y plus 3000 equals to 0. And lastly, x squared plus y squared minus 70x minus 60y plus 2025 equals to 0. So you need to use radio triangulation for you to find your phone. At first, so the given that Roberto gave to us is in general form of a circle in conic section. So for us to enable to find the center and radius of the circle, we must transform the general form into the standard form. So in transforming the general form to standard form, first we need to arrange the equation. So in x squared plus y squared minus 20x minus 50y plus 325 equal to 0, we transfer positive 325 to the right hand side. So we can arrange the equation x squared minus 20x plus y minus 50y. So we can properly turn this into a perfect square. So, in x squared minus 20x plus y squared minus 50y equals to negative 325. So, we need to apply the completing the square rule. So, x squared minus 20x plus 100. So, we get the 100 by getting the 20 divided by 2 is equal to 10. Then the square root of 10 is equals to 100. Then the next is y. So y squared minus 50y. So we get the 625 by dividing 50 by 2. So equals 25. Then the square root, so 25 squared equals to 625. Then in the rule, so we have an equal sign here. So what we add in the left hand side is we will add also in the right hand side. So we add 100 and 625 in the left hand. So we will add 100 and 625 in the right hand side also. So now the equation turns into this. Then we need to square this in this. So we can have the result to this. So we can, so x minus 10 squared, quantity x minus 10 squared, so we can have this by getting the square root of dividing x squared. Then we can have x, then the square root of 100 equals to 10. Copy the sign of the second, so negative. So x quantity x negative 10 squared plus just like this, y minus 25 squared equals to negative 325 plus 100 plus 625 is equals to 400. So in the formula of the circle, we need to square the radius. So our final answer is x negative 10 plus y negative 20, x negative 10 squared, quantity y minus 25 squared is equals to 20. So to get the center, we need to equate our answer into 0. So x minus 10 is equals to 0. So we need, so 10 transfer here. So we have our result x equals to 10. Just like the how we get the x, it is the same in the y. So our center is located at 10, 25. So our center coordinates is in x-axis is 10 and y-axis is 25. And our radius is 20. So where we get the 20 is this. Next, in number 2, just like the number 1, so just like in number 1, so x squared plus y squared minus 90x minus 80y plus 3000 equals to 0. X squared minus 90. So we arrange this. We transpose the positive 2000 into the right hand side. So it becomes negative 300, negative 3000. Then arrange the equation. Uh, we will use the completing the square. So this is our final answer. Then our final answer, equate it to 0. So our x is equals to 45. Our x is equals to 40. So our center will become to 45 and 40. That is our coordinate in the second problem. And our radius is 25. So in the next problem, the last problem that Roberto give, so x squared plus y squared minus 70x minus 60y plus 2025 equals to 0. So first step, we arrange the equation. So 2025, we will transpose it to the right hand side. So it will become like this. And then in completing the square, x squared minus 70x, so plus 1225. How we get the 1225? Divide 70 by 0. So I divide 70 by 2. So we have 35. So 35 squared is equals to 1225. Just like the first, that's how we do in the second. So y squared minus 60y plus 900. So the rule, we have an equal sign. So what we add here in the left hand side is we will add also in the right hand side. So this will this is the product. So quantity x negative 35 squared plus quantity y negative 30 squared equals to 100. So how we get this? We will divide x squared. So we will have x, then square root of 1225 is 35. Just like y, square root of y equals y minus 30 squared. So how we get the 30? Square root of 900. Then equals to 100. So how we get the 100? Negative 2025 plus 1225 plus 900 equals to 100. So in the rule, we need to square the radius. So 100, square root of 100, square root of 100 is equals to 10. So this is our final answer. This is the standard equation of the circle, standard form. So to find our center, we must equate our answer into 0, just like the other two. X minus 35 is equal to 0. So transpose x is equals to 35. Y minus 30 equal to 0. Transpose y equals to 30. So our center is 35, 30. So that's the coordinate of our center. And our radius is 10. So we will graph it. As you can see, the first is we have the center coordinate in x-axis is 10 and y-axis is 25. So this is the first, and then the second is 45 and 40. So this is the second, and the third is 35 over 30. This is the third. So the radius in the first is 20. So this graph is not in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 form. It is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 form. I don't know what that's called. So we have 5. So we will count the radius: 5, 10, 15, 20. And the second, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The third is 5, 10. So our the problem that we solve is correct. So we will use the radio triangulation to find the cell phone that Robert hid. So in radio triangulation, so we overlap the circles. So this is the circle that will connect. Let's say so we are finished in overlapping the circle. So we will find where these three circles intersect. So these three circles intersect in this point. So the coordinate of this point is 30 over 30, 20. Its x-axis is 30 and y-axis is 20. So in conclusion, the coordinates that Roberto hide your phone is at 30, 20. So you can now go to the coordinate 30, 20 and find your phone. That's all in my topic. Thank you.